Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. Filling in for your host, as always, it's Ron Klee. And this week, Shosan is out, and it's kind of a funny story. So apparently his wife got surgery a few weeks ago and decided to do something on the list of things that she shouldn't do, just like Sho does when he gets hurt.
So you're saying Shosan is Shosan?
Yeah. Those two are made for each other.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that's why he's not here. But we do have an awesome and illustrious cast of characters with us this week, starting with the man in the dark, Mr. Morphod.
I see Six Gaming, and it's very dark on my screen anyway. I'm not as dark as Six Gaming.
Darkness is spreading.
Darkness is spreading.
We also have Mr. Pantherian.
Hey, what's going on?
The procurer of the defusals.
Yeah, I want to play more. Keep talking. All week I've been, because we played a couple of rounds after last podcast.
Yeah,
it was
we did.
Fun.
It was pretty fun.
Oh, hey,
then,
if you're going to do that tonight, I'd be all on board for it. But
Yeah,
I imagine you might be a little bit tired out of it.
Nah, after the podcast, I want to play a couple of rounds. All week I've been like,
Absolutely.
who wants to play? Who wants to play? And everyone's like, I'm too tired.
Oh, goodness.
And joining us for the second time in the Red Light District. Hello, Jonathan.
It was a pleasure just to be nominated.
Well done.
And contest you want to be winning.
And the now for the heaviest guest.
I'm waiting until I lose more weight than you, and I can still kick your ass. I can do it now, but
I'm pretty certain that the neck beard of our bubbly bellied friend here could totally kick the shit out of that travesty of a permanent marker Sharpie mustache that you got there, Ronkley.
Oh, that's not that is. Anyway, thank you for joining us, as always.
It looks like a fucking push broom.
Your mom's a push broom.
Her mom goes to college.
But anyway, let's get
an
on.
extra large glass of alcohol tonight.
That's not big enough.
Just to get me, especially because apparently I got somebody doxing me.
Let's move on to
Alcohol?
This is no, we're not talking about League yet. This is Shosan's favorite part of the show. Does anyone want to give a guess what it is?
Good news, everyone.
Yes, it is news. And
News!
yes.
Yes, I get to learn about something happening.
That was very Shosan-y.
It started Shosani, but after that it got a little creepy.
Yeah.
I mean he's in the dark and everything. It's just like, well,
Yeah, I made enough noise that a car started next door. You see the lights
yeah,
behind me?
I do. They're like trying to get the hell out while they still can.
Right.
Anyway.
Holy tits on a biscuit.
So earlier this week, anyone excited for The Last of Us Part 2?
I've seen a number of people say that they're gonna buy a PS4 just to play this. I haven't played the first one, but apparently it's very good.
Yeah,
That's what I
I've
hear.
heard good things about it. I haven't played it
it
either.
was one of the main staples for the PlayStation 4 when it came out.
But yeah, apparently the new trailer is out for it. Has anyone seen it?
It was very good.
It was very decent.
I mean,
Very good.
I didn't totally get all of it just because I didn't play the first game, and I assumed that there were some things that I would get if I had played the first game.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it definitely it's one of those games where you can tell there's a really good story and good gameplay and just an all around good game.
Right.
Not much else to say about it without you don't know a lot of details yet, but it just looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, a lot of good things being said about this trailer. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of the series at all. We have another trailer released. Oh God, this is for the Switch, isn't it? And now this guarantees that the Switch will be sold. This is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
It is supposed to be open world. That's what they've said in the past. I don't know if that will end up being true.
Majority of Zelda games open world.
Kind of, but there's like a specific order you have to do things in, even if it feels open world, but supposedly this is going to be more like how Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 were different. Whereas like, yeah, you can go anywhere, but there's a specific order you have to do the quests in. Whereas in 3, like there is the main storyline that progresses in a certain order, but there are a bunch of side quests that you can do in any order. And there's more of that. Like, I mean, that was true of a lot of the previous Zelda games. Like you could go get a bigger bomb bag whenever you wanted or whatever. But this supposedly will have a lot more openness to it. You can do like the main areas in a different order. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks good. And as Ron commented on the when I posted it on the group, it was like, I'm not going to buy a Switch. Oh, they have a Zelda and a Mario. I'm going to buy the Switch.
Pretty much. I mean, it almost seems like a guarantee that the console, it doesn't even get touched until there's a Zelda or a Mario game that everyone wants, and all of a sudden everyone has to have it.
Well, I didn't buy a Wii U. There's no Zelda game.
Yeah. So that's a thing. And then Facebook, I noticed this. Someone say this on Facebook, and I actually looked at it. And this is kind of a recent thing. You can now play games with each other through Facebook Messenger, right through the Messenger. Not just in some app on the side. This is actually supported in the Messenger app.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Farmville? People are going to invite you to play Farmville?
No, I don't think it's Farmville. But
no, there's like Space Invader. There's some shitty games.
Yeah,
but like one of them was like. So I tried this with Coles. Like he was unsuspecting. I just happened to choose him off my friends list, and I clicked the game button.
Choice.
Yeah, I clicked the game button, and then I saw Space Invaders. So I clicked Space Invaders, and like I played a game of Space Invaders, and then it sent a message in my Facebook Messenger that said, Dan has challenged Gage to a game of Space Invaders, and Dan scored 615, whatever my score was. So it's not necessarily multiplayer, although some of the games may be. I'm not actually sure. I only tried that one. But I think it's kind of like a scoreboard type thing. So you can play a game, get a score, and then challenge somebody to beat your score.
Nice.
Nah.
Yeah, I saw Pac-Man in there, but there's some like one-off games that they probably just made on the side, maybe collaborated with another game studio or something to get.
That
Yeah.
reminds me, Ron. Whatever happened to your seizure-inducing Pac-Man game?
I still have it. I just haven't been playing it much.
That I watched some of that stream. That was crazy. I agree.
It's
Definite
such a fun
seizures.
game. It is such a fun game. This is a Pac-Man.
I actually enjoy the
yeah.
crap out of the music.
Yeah, the music's really cool. So, but yeah, that's Facebook. And did anyone catch any part of the video game awards this week?
It looked
Did not.
fucking stupid.
Overwatch was the big winner.
Overwatch. was the
Understand that this
overall
is
winner,
judgment
yes.
coming from the group of us.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you say this is judgment coming from us. I do want to show off one thing here, and I mean, you see something like this, and I kind of have to agree with Veg. Yeah, that happened,
Okay, what
We can't
happened?
see.
and
What?
that is a
What?
robot with a razor head.
What?
Well, now I know what I'm going to have nightmares about tonight. Thanks.
You're welcome. This looks like the end boss from a video game or something. I mean, that's terrible.
Razor face.
Yeah, Mega Man. You've got to get Razorface to go challenge Stubble Guy.
I know, right? I mean, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so that happened, and that was like really weird. But a lot of cool things did happen, including Overwatch getting their big win. There was also some interesting moments in there, like you guys. I don't know if anyone saw the speech from That Dragon Cancer, but that was apparently a pretty emotional speech from a guy that he won. I don't remember what he won an award for, but started talking about his son, and it was very emotional. Who also has cancer, so. Interesting stuff. And then, of course, they had a what is this? They added a new clip during the Game Awards of a game called Death Stranding. And did you guys see what Guillermo del Toro tweeted out about it?
Guillermo.
Quote, "Fuck Konami," unquote.
Ouch.
Yeah. So they were collaborating on a horror project called PT, and it ended up getting canceled. But now they have this horror game, Death Stranding, and yeah, he's a little upset about it.
Yeah, because PT looked amazing.
Mm-hmm. Did you check out Death Stranding at all? Does that look any
It
good?
looked all right, but it wasn't anything compared to what they did for fucking PT.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not mincing words at all there. So and that's pretty much it for the game news. But we have a little bit of more interesting news. I think Danny put this in.
Yep. It's not exactly gaming, but it's kind of within our purview, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer is out. And
That was awesome.
I thought it was pretty awesome. I hope that they don't overuse Baby Groot.
Yeah,
Because,
that would be like having a what the fuck was his name from the Star Wars Episode 1?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar
Yeah.
Binks. Yeah,
Exactly.
like he's cute and he was a cute
Jar turd.
thing at the end of the first movie. But like if the whole second movie is just like him
Well,
doing silly shit.
Well, you do
then-
know. Well, have you ever read any of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Mm-mm.
So, a lot. TLDR. He dies a lot. So Baby Groot is pretty normal for Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's pretty broke too, as far as a tree goes, a walking tree. So they'll probably stick to that because he is very strong, even though he's a baby.
It confuses me that somebody can die a lot.
Well, as long as he has a sapling alive, kind of like how fucking Deadpool lives or Wolverine. Or how Cell lives, for example, in Dragon Ball Z. As long as there is a little bit of that individual, it doesn't matter if it's brain tissue or blood or anything, a DNA strand of them, they will come back.
So,
Interesting.
like, I don't know.
It's lazy writing.
lazy writing and
Basically immortal.
trying to write my ex-girlfriend into a plot line.
He's like the doctor from Doctor Who. They're like, oh, our actor's leaving. We better find a way to bring him back. Oh, a new actor can play him now.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Alternate timeline. Can I have an alternate timeline girlfriend?
But it looks good though. It looks really good. I want to see it.
Nice.
I already saw Doctor Strange, and that movie was trippy as shit. So,
Visuals were amazing.
oh yeah,
Great job. Past
And
the $600 million mark already.
damn.
It's pretty good.
When was that released?
2 weeks ago.
More than that, wasn't it?
No, it's been a little bit longer than that.
It's just to make certain here because I haven't been to the theater in several years. The exact title again?
Doctor Strange.
And how I learned how to stop worrying and love the bomb.
I think that's
of
a different
that
doctor.
renown? Is it like a remake or something?
No.
No, it's a Marvel superhero character.
Yeah,
Because I've heard of how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb, but
no. Doctor
I
Strange
don't
is different.
okay,
From what-
okay. I'm getting stuff crossed here, and I've had a little bit too much alcohol to discern the difference. Ron Clee, please save me and move along with the show.
Well,
Jonathan had some
I'll do that.
extra
I was going to
news
ask
items.
if anyone's got some more stuff, but Jonathan, sounds like you've got
Yeah,
plenty.
3 quick pieces.
That sounds like moving along with the show, please.
So first, famed YouTube streamer PewDiePie is approaching his 50 million followers mark, and he has announced he is going to delete his YouTube channel, which kind of interesting. Might be a run for more press, or what have you, but if he deletes his channel, it would be huge news, and I wouldn't care.
It seems
right.
counterintuitive to like his business plan.
He did make $12.5 million last year from streaming.
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ.
12 and a half
Hold on.
million.
All I have to do is like ponies.
No, you have to make stupid fucking noises every 5 seconds and
Yep,
scream like a
that's the
Norwegian.
main
So
thing.
all I have to do is like ponies.
No.
Yes.
And-
Yes. And if you
Let's
like
go with
Pony
yes.
and make $1 gazillion, you have to share it with us.
Yes, and play fucking Happy Wheels every other day.
Or shower with your Dad Simulator
I
2015.
liked Wacky Wheels. I don't know what it has to do with Happy Wheels.
Not very.
Digital news. Moving on.
Yes, it is.
Is if you're like me, you really want to get the NES Classic loaded with all of the games for only $60 and cannot find them because they've sold out. Tomorrow morning, Toys R Us will be stocked with them. So if you can get there when doors open, you have got a good chance at getting them.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's if you
Yeah.
don't get fucking trampled to death. By the
Just
Sad
blade.
you
bigger than
can't get
everybody.
trampled to death.
Don't go to the one in Orange Mound.
They don't have, do they have a Toys R Us in Richmond?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
Go to
Um,
Cordova.
Toys R Us still exists?
Toys R Us
Yes.
still exists. That's where I got
Yeah.
my Xbox One.
In fact, so side thing. While I was back visiting my parents for Thanksgiving, I saw a family video, and there were cars in the parking lot, more so than would be the normal number of people that would staff such a establishment, which would be one. So there were people renting movies from a movie store.
What the hell?
It was disconcerting. I kind of wanted to go in and find out what was going on, like drug deals maybe, or something. But yeah, it was weird.
Probably free prostitutes.
Could be.
Something like that.
Believe it or not, out in the sticks, not everybody has good enough internet to be able to stream the shows that they want.
Yeah, but
So there's
Redbox.
still a significant Redbox. Yeah, what's your selection on Redbox?
That seriously
Good.
still sounds like a
Yeah.
porn site.
Right.
If you told me that my son, my future son, was spending time on Redbox.com, I'd be like, well, yeah, he's my son. But
so just to clarify, that's your hypothetical child on a non-existent website?
you got
Yes.
it. You got it.
All right. Anything else, Jonathan?
I
Yeah,
am childless, unmarried. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. The last bit is they did release Final Fantasy 15.
How did we miss
And
this?
it had an amazing press conference where the game, as it was being released, you could fight the president of PlayStation, perhaps? No, it must have been the game development as the final boss for the game. This game is going over extremely well in the homosexual community because of the relationship the four main characters have with each other and their character design. No female protagonists, just four guys and a great bromance.
All right.
Oh.
Excellent. So kind of like
My
the
God.
counter to
So on a scale
Dragon Age
of 0 to
stuff?
Kefka, you're like, how awesome is this? Is Final Fantasy? I could care less about the bromance. How good is the game?
Like Franz Kafka, like they each
No,
woke up and
Kefka.
they each woke up and found they'd been
Final
transformed
Fantasy
into an
VI,
enormous
Kefka.
bug.
Giant cockroach.
Yeah,
You guys.
I don't fucking want to know.
Fucking hell. I just fuck.
Anyway, I've
The
seen.
reviews of the game are basically that it is a lot of fun, a good story mode. Criticism is that you have to travel from one activity point to another, and that takes a little bit of time. But while you do it, they build a storyline. And probably the biggest criticism is that in a few points, it makes you battle in like hallways. So it's a linear fighting system that takes you away from what the rest of the game does. But it's supposed to be very open world other than that, with a lot of side quests, and you never feel bored going from point A to point B.
Very nice.
And every other fan review says yowie 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 yowie. Got it.
Nope.
is it multiplayer or is it a single player one?
Single player.
Just single player.
Okay, because I haven't played a Final Fantasy since 10, and I feel like a lot of them were
Final Fantasy
MMORPGs.
14 is the multiplayer, and it's
Okay.
I actually want to get back into it.
I haven't played one since 7. I think I'm the youngest one here.
Yeah, 7's like the one of the more popular ones as well.
Well, I like 6. I tried 7 because it was on sale on Steam, but
So I'm wondering if they're going to try and derail the remake or the remasters of 7 or whatever the hell they're going to do.
I doubt that. I
Because
really
You
doubt
got a
that.
whole brand new shiny 14 here. You're going to try to make it go as far as you can.
Oh, 15.
It's
you mean,
15,
but-
excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sorry.
numbers-
It
numbers
just baffles
mean
me
things.
that a franchise could last to 15. If you told me that Call of Duty 15 came out the other day, I would
It
shit
did.
bricks.
It did.
Technically, I think they're on their 9th installment.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Land
is,
Before Time 37,
Yes.
New York City.
You got to
Land
fight
Before
dinosaurs.
Time, though, I
you
could
have fucking
respect.
RPG wielding dinosaurs.
Call of
Why
Fighting
Duty
space
number
combat
15, I
laser
could not.
toting sloths.
Anyway.
T-Rex arms.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to. I don't know if I can call this Shosan's favorite part anymore. I think it's more Dan's favorite part because of the naming.
I've
Oh, God.
named most
Why
of our
are you
segments
sticking with the naming?
because we haven't come up with a better name.
Come up with a better name.
The old name was perfectly fine.
No, it wasn't. It was a ripoff of Ash. Ash, what you playing? That's like awful.
No, it was what you put. No, fuck.
I think he meant the one briefly after that.
You just been face palmed, Ron.
I know. I feel like someone's stealing my job here.
More fun. You want to go 2v1 and kill Ron on something?
Dan, introduce this part, please.
This is Wrecking Crew, where we talk about some games that we're playing and recommend them
Christ,
if we like them, and tell you not to play them if we don't like them.
Why don't you
We
recommend?
came
came in
why are
like
we
a
playing them?
wrecking crew.
We
Oh
are
my
renaming
God.
this we are renaming this section immediately.
No, I want Veg to sing that every time because he is the wrecking ball.
I cannot condone this. I don't know. We'll have to get chosen.
I
But
just have to have my shirt up every time I sing it too.
no, please don't. That'll get us banned on Twitch anyway.
At least keep
Oh
it
yeah,
on your
what?
chest.
Fuck.
You say that like it's a bad thing that you can't lift your shirt. That's a great thing that you can't lift your shirt. Oh, Dan, what you been playing?
Witcher 3. Basically, only Witcher 3. I've got 40 hours on Witcher 3, and I am like level 14. And some of the quests that I have from the expansions, I can't start till I'm level 35. So there is an enormous amount of content in this game. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, there hasn't been any, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of Warcraft, in which, you know, you get some quests and you go out and do the quests and you finish the quests, then you find more quests and there's always something to do. It's also not everyone. You could certainly have beaten the game by now if you wanted to. If you only followed the main storyline, you probably could have gone through the full game by now. But you go to a city or a town and there's a notice board, and the notice board has things like, "My daughter has been stolen by a monster,"
Oh no.
or "I need help planting my crops," or "I
Same
found a
guy.
weird,"
Weird, same guy, weird
Yeah.
priority list.
Yeah. I found a weird cave nearby the town and someone needs to go check it out. Like there's these notices, and when you pick up the notice, you get a little question mark on your map. And you can go visit the question mark, and it's a monster nest, or it's a bandit camp, or it's a hidden treasure, or it's a guarded treasure, whatever it is. It's some kind of thing that you can go check out. And you find all kinds of shit, and you can brew potions and forge weapons and all kinds of stuff. So it has been keeping my attention pretty much nonstop. I keep wanting to play Keep Talking, and nobody explodes. No one's ever available. Hopefully we'll play a couple rounds after.
I'm here to blow you up.
Yeah. Ron and Show and Dropkick and Veg
those
and
are
I
friends.
think,
Yeah,
played after last podcast and got through 5 or 6 bombs, I think, and it was a lot of fun. So I want to play that. Jonathan and I will hopefully play in person in a couple weeks.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yep, we've got a couple.
What kind of arrangement you have there for? Is it going to be like a large gathering, or just the two of you with a couple
it's
other
going to
folks?
be
A
4
magical
people.
gathering.
It's going to be a magical gathering. In fact,
Yeah,
we will
definitely-
be gathering
definitely-
of magic.
Definitely print out like 2 or 3 copies of the manual. If you've got like a bulletin board or something for people to pin it up to, bonus points there. And of course, you're going to need to give blank sheets of paper, pens or pencils to everybody. And yeah, it's actually an excellent New Year's party.
Yes,
Well,
I'm hoping that like for dinner parties or New Year's parties type thing, it will be a staple at my house. I have Jackbox 1 and 2, which everyone can
Yes.
play on their phone. We've played that a few times and really enjoyed it. We're gonna only play a few rounds in a few weeks because the main reason is to actually play Magic.
Right. I would encourage you, though, that for like those few rounds, that don't ask for volunteers for who wants to be the bomb diffuser. Just like go around the table,
Fight.
give everybody a chance. Just like delegate who it is.
Yeah.
Force people to play that role. So because people don't really understand the game until they're like in the thick of it and like, oh God, I got to defuse this bomb. What the fuck do I do? And that really gets people caught up in the drama of it. So good luck with that. I think it'll turn out very well for you.
M is in Mancy.
Anything else, Dan?
No, that's it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I almost wish I could be there.
God.
Veg!
I just got that reference.
Veg always a little bit behind us due to the time dilation with the relativistic forces that go on around him. What you been playing this week?
Gravity. I'll get you.
Veg has been playing Middle Finger.
Get you next time.
I've been playing WoW here and there.
Wow.
Shut up. God.
Go ahead, Veg.
Anyway, been playing a bit of WoW here and there, just do dailies and catch up on the story. What's going on in Storimar? Yay,
do
Storimar!
that.
Story progression. Woo! Also, been playing a crap ton of League of Legends again. I don't know why. I've been abusing
Because you
myself on it
hate
again.
yourself.
Probably. Hey, Ron joined in on that hate the other day. So,
Wasn't bad.
and I'm also happy to announce I finally got my GTA 5 fixed. Because for some reason, the buildings and the road would just disappear. I would have I would have at least 50 frames, nothing wrong, other than just the pixels were missing, or not pixels, but the graphics were going missing, and I couldn't explain it. So today I had a buddy of mine, Obad, say to set the priority.
So bad of you.
Yeah, exactly. To set the priorities of the game to high on the taskbar, and that actually fixed it because apparently what it was it wasn't allocating enough resources to the game, so it wasn't loading in properly. So since I've done that, I haven't had any problems. My frames actually went up from about 50 to 90, so I actually got my graphics back up to what I wanted to on that game, and it's been a lot of fun making money. Now, if they can only fix the fucking public lobby issues, then we'd be set. Because holy shit snacks, that's annoying. Oh, hey, you gotta make $1 million because this car costs 2.5, but you gotta play in a public lobby where assholes will blow up your shit for no fucking reason. For minuscule gains. I'm
Anything
done.
else you've been doing?
No, that's about it.
That's about it. Let's go to the end of the board, Mr. Morfod.
Why the hell am I next?
Because I chose you.
That's a good
I'm
reason.
the host.
You
That is
haven't
why are
chosen.
you the host?
Because
I thought we agreed
went over
in
this.
private that guy down on the other end was going to be the host.
Yeah, but, well, his wife decided to act like him. So there's that.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm sure he is too. Anyway, what are you playing, sir?
How long have I been gone from this show?
Couple months, maybe.
Couple months? Is it really been?
Maybe
I
less
think
than
it's
that. Maybe
been. I
less
think
than
it's
that.
been like 3-4 weeks. Either way, so we're talking about what I've been playing. I'm going to kind of encompass that whole period there. There's 2 games that come to the forefront of that. One is, I guess I would pronounce it Valhalla, the Cyberpunk Bartender Action. This is a downloadable waifu abuse simulator.
What?
Yes. It's a dystopian
Hold
themed
on.
game. It's mostly just a graphic novel, but it does allow you a little mini game of trying to correctly mix the drinks that the people order. And of course, if you screw things up, you change the storyline a little bit. This was gifted to me as a bit of humor, and so I decided to humor them. And I found that it was, as far as a story goes, a rather interesting view on a dystopian future. I found it quite lacking as far as the game goes. There's very little skill involved. Looking up a few things and trying to manage your budget as a bartender is just a mere distraction from just flipping the pages and what more or less that's why I classify it as a visual novel, not really a game. But hey, if you got like $3 to throw at the thing, it's a pretty good game. Its current asking price is $15. I don't think it's worth that. The impressive thing is that this actually came out of a Venezuelan studio. They were able to raise enough money to put out in all other aspects, as far if you classified it as a visual novel and sold it as a visual novel and priced it as a visual novel, it'd be a reasonable buy for, say, like $750 brand new. But they're marketing it as a game, and I'd say it's coming up a little bit weak in that aspect. So, But either way, it's amusing, has multiple endings. How well you do in the minigame, which is atrociously easy, which is why I would say that it's a visual novel, is because you would consciously have to perform poorly in the minigame in order to get the other results. Then it's no longer a game at that point. It's just heck, the choose your own adventure says turn to page 8. Let's turn to page 8 just to see what happens. So the other game I've been playing is Orwell. Orwell is another dystopian simulation that where you actually play Big Brother. You are you are part of a Big Brother system where they outsource their work to foreign entities to spy on a fictitious small but first and a half world nation, where they have enough technology to be able to spy on people, and people have enough luxuries to be able to enjoy social networks like there's a Facebook analog, there's a Twitch analog, and things like that. So this Big Brother system has been put in place, and you are to I'm trying to think of a way that I can express my experience without giving away any spoilers. You have to face a lot of moral decisions, and you reach a lot of contextual controversies where someone might say, like, oh God, I could just go and kill the president. But you're reading it and you recognize as a human that this is somebody venting their frustrations. They wouldn't really go and attempt to assassinate the president. They recognize that the president has lots of security. I don't even have a weapon. I'm just speaking out in frustration. But this Orwell system automatically tags that kind of stuff as this is a dangerous person and they need to be arrested. You, as the human operating behind this Orwell system, have to filter that kind of stuff. And there's also the argument of whether or not somebody's personal relations are relevant to an investigation. Sure, so-and-so may be married to so-and-so, and they may be also having a private relationship on the side, but does that matter to the investigation? And yet, if you were to fully explore the person, there's almost nothing keeping you from making another person suspicious.
It sounds like an interesting game.
It results in the end game is the result of this network of guilty by association, the implication of your network. It is a linear style game. There are multiple endings. However, the way that the game pushes you through, I think that there was a lot of promise to it, but it really does kind of force a particular direction. And the way it goes between the chapters is pretty well defined. So I would say that this is an excellent concept, a mediocre execution, excellent writing. It was definitely a compelling story. But that's Orwell. They have 5 episodes out. it would be very
Oh, wow.
difficult for them to come out. The episodes are probably about 2 hours long if you truly read all the content. And then you consider the multiple endings, but I don't really feel the game is replayable. So, and it wraps up by the 5th episode. If they are able to expand upon that, I feel that the game could be improved upon if they decided to take on a few new scenarios rather than trying to flesh out the existing universe that they already have.
Have you played Papers, Please?
Yes, I have, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a kind of similar thing from the sounds of it, but maybe not.
I was thinking the same.
Oh no, yeah, it's the trouble is that imagine Papers, Please, except they highlighted everything that was wrong. That's why I feel that the game is lacking a bit. Except not everything that they highlight is necessarily wrong. I think that you should be able to go through and find all of the individual things that are wrong, and be able to make mistakes that way, rather than here's a piece that is arbitrarily right or wrong based on how the writers wrote it. Make sense?
Good.
They're highlighting the decisions for you. No, I think you should have to go seek the decisions and potentially fail making those decisions if you made a decision that wasn't even relevant at all.
Yeah, and actually, just to quickly go back, one of the options I found on Witcher 3 was you can turn off the mini map information. So I don't know if you guys ever played, if you've played the Morrowind or the Elder Scrolls games, but in Morrowind, the quests were like, there's a ruin west of such and such a city, blah, 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 blah.
They're located somewhere up my butt and around the corner. Good luck finding it.
Right, exactly. And so you had to figure out where the hell it was. And then when Oblivion came along, you clicked on your quest and it gave you a marker to show you exactly where that is. And granted, as a parent and a guy who has a full-time job, like, it's helpful for me. I can get my way through the game and not have to spend a long time dicking around looking for the quest. But I like that they've created a way that you can turn off the help and have to go it on your own. Like, things aren't all highlighted and really obvious. Like, it's a real world. Then you have to make the decisions yourself.
One of my favorite mods for Skyrim was a better quest destination descriptions mod, which they went through every single destination, actually put down a Morrowind style description there, and then you added the other mod which removed the directional counter, directional compass, and so you had to find your way there. And I liked that a lot more because I'm going to explore more of the world that way. However, I do understand that they have to make the game accessible to people who've never played Elder Scrolls before. I just wish that these things didn't have to be exposed by mods, and instead they might be like in the introduction, like, are you new to the game, and that kind of stuff. Have you played? Are you an experienced player? Do you yes? Do you need way markers for your objective, or would you rather that they be hidden? I don't know. I think that kind of stuff while character creation being built as core features of the game would make a lot of people happier.
Sounds good. It seems like a pretty interesting game. Jonathan, what you got this week?
All right. So I've been playing this turn-based old school multiplayer, and both sides, one-on-one, start with 8 minions, and then you have 8 heroes. And the heroes are in like a hierarchy, and it's all confined in like one battle arena.
What's the name of it?
Chess.
Well, you start by sending out your minions, and then they kind of battle, and they get supported by the heroes. It's got these real strong religious overtones because you have 2 bishops with you. And then, the whole idea is protecting the king in this hierarchy. It's badass.
Are you any good at this game?
Graphics are like top.
It's like
God,
real
it's
life,
so
real life
bright.
graphics.
It is so fucking bright.
Yes, indeed.
Are you being smited?
Okay,
With that being said, I mean, you say that, and the amusing thing is that the World Chess Championship just concluded earlier this week with the defending champion Carlsen taking it in tiebreakers. So.
Fucking see.
Yeah.
Computer
Well,
screen.
in this game, the minions can
Mhm.
actually become heroes if they survive across the battlefield.
Hold on, this is necessary.
It's chess.
Yeah.
Yes.
what I-
Moving on.
I got it quickly. However,
did.
I applaud the
The effort
whole
was-
thing. Yeah.
Dedication to making us miserable.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so I have been playing some of that, and also good for Magnus. League of Legends, been playing that a lot. The big news, I guess, two pieces of big news that came out this week. One is the release of a new champion, Camille, the Steel Shadow.
She's not
She had-
released yet.
What's that?
She's not released yet. They announced her.
Well, I guess she's in the alpha server.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's
not-
she's been
she's not for
announced.
everyone to play.
Yeah.
Um,
She looks interesting.
She looks very much like and acts very much like a character from the most recent Avatar, the cartoon, The Last Airbender.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna say the movie, I'm disowning you.
Okay, but no. And so now they have a metal bender and an earth bender in the game, which is very strange because they're obviously getting inspired a lot by that cartoon series. She has blade legs and is sort of a quick to move around and do a lot of damage, bursty kind of champion. So that's one piece of information. The other bit of news is the proliferation of AP Nasus. That would be ability power Nasus. He is a giant, tanky kind of character who traditionally is played where you scale him up so his damage does more. Somebody figured out that you could just really focus him on doing the area magic damage, and it has really changed the meta a little bit.
That's been around forever, but the thing is that
Yeah.
it's weird that these builds that have been around forever, they just finally get popular, and then Rito's like, no more, and then they nerf it to the ground. That's happened with Nasus before with this Q, or I've seen someone get like a 300 Q stack, and all of a sudden he's just one-shotting people because he decided to pick up Triforce.
Yeah. Well, I think with this, it's probably going to get nerfed because it's super popular right now. And basically, it doesn't take a lot of skill. You just press E to win.
Yeah, pretty
on the
much.
Keyboard.
I used to play that in ARAM a lot.
Yeah. If you get lucky enough to get one of those characters.
Yeah.
So ARAM is all random, all middle.
Yep.
So additionally, there was some controversy where they banned a character who was playing against the meta, Singe support. And it just so happened this guy had the most mastery points out of anyone for this Singe character. And there was a little bit of pushback from the community on that one. It will be interesting to see if League Riot Games continues forcing people to play characters the way they want them to be played. Which
I imagine, especially with Greg Street on board, that will be happening.
that's a bit of a loss for the community, I think.
Yeah.
On the PS4, been playing Titanfall 2, which is a lot of fun, but a little glitchy, and they really shouldn't release games that are glitchy at this point. One of the
Is it game breaking glitching, or is it just like a glitch that you find randomly?
no, like occasionally your character just doesn't move or moves really slow compared to everybody else. And you might be thinking that's your connection problem, but nothing else had that kind of problem. The game breaking problem I have is that I keep losing, but that might be based off of my skill level. It's actually so that game and Battlefield 1 kind of came out around the same time, and I think Battlefield 1 got a lot more attention, and I've been playing Battlefield 1 as well, and also dying a lot. I can tell that everybody else is cheating because I'm dying so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. You're kind. And for beginners like me, the way to go about this is just to be the support character, so you're kind of behind the good guys. And keep
No,
them alive.
that's incorrect. The way that you fix this problem is by getting very angry in chat.
And you say that you slept with everybody's mothers and that everyone's gay if you didn't. I don't fucking know.
Something like that. That just got it close, I'm sure.
Fair enough.
Anyway, anything else?
But I would think that Titanfall 2 is overall the better game than Battlefield 1.
Interesting.
It doesn't have the same story that Battlefield 1 and probably not the same level of content, but just as, like, if you're like me, occasionally you don't want a story. You want, after a hard day of work, 15 minutes to go around shooting and blowing things up and then just be done with your day. Like that, it's a stress relief. And playing Battlefield 1 where you just get stomped into the ground every time you respawn does not provide that. Titanfall 2 kind of does.
Makes sense. All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right.
The
So,
news will be gone.
so this past week I've been doing a few different interesting things. I'm probably not going to be playing WoW a whole lot anymore because my hours are going to prevent me from actually raiding, but yeah, we'll see. As Vetch said earlier, played like 3 games of bots and realized I still understand the game, even though it's changed a heck of a lot. Like I haven't, like, the last time I played, elemental dragons weren't a thing. That's how long it's been since I played.
Basically a year.
Yeah, at least a year. So there's that. Of course, been playing a bit of Descent. I'm going to make Morphod say the word domination tomorrow, which feels pretty good.
Who are you going to do that against?
I beat Swarthy 20-7. And then he beat me the very next game, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, 20-7 against Swarthy. My goodness.
Yeah, it was an Ascend.
Did you eat your Wheaties, or was he just kind of?
He said that he was a bit slow, but he's for whatever reason he's intimidated by me, and I don't know what that reason is. Like I get into his head. My
you
fusion
are
gets into
a
his
toaster
head.
after
So,
all.
Yeah, I don't know. So there's
Well, your
that.
roots
The
are
goddess
toasters.
of knowledge.
Yeah, that's it. The goddess bitches.
Understand because these folks don't know who Swarthy is or anything. Is that Roncley just beat somebody 20-7 that took me into overtime.
Mm.
And
Morphod is
Roncley
a
would be
much
the
better
first to
player.
admit that I am head and shoulders above him in skill in this game. So, just kind of secondhand there, recognize that as a pretty marvelous achievement.
Yeah, but he beat. Like I said, he beat me the very next game. Where did he take you to overtime? Flea?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Flea
thought.
X2.
That's where he beat me. He beat me in Flea. So there's that. Anyway, also been playing a bit of Crypt and Necrodancer because I am trying to warm up for. I'm going to be doing a stream a bit before the podcast next week for a competition called. And don't laugh at this. It's called Week the World. And I say don't laugh at it because it's a Japanese competition, and that's how they translated it to English. So it's basically English. And I just said don't make fun of it, and then that's what I did. But yeah, it's basically you get 2 hours. You have to stream for 2 hours at some point during the week and get the best time you can. And if you beat your personal best time, you get extra points for your team. And it's basically a participation competition. Is the best way I can put it. But it should be pretty fun. I'm hoping to finally break that 6-minute mark on my speedruns and see if we can't get by it. And then Shosan started calling this the other game of the Six Gaming Podcast, which I kind of disagree with. But I did play a little bit of the No Man's Sky with the new founders, whatever they're calling it, the foundation update. And I started a hardcore survival character, which is supposedly like the minerals are harder to come by, the enemies hit harder, your protection is weaker, stuff like that. And yes, the game is fucking hard on that mode. I had to reset twice.
But does that make it fun?
I think it makes it more challenging from the survival aspect because it now actually feels like a survival game. Like, oh my god,
So
if
you
I
have to
don't do
actually
this
eat
now, I'm
stuff
dead.
or what?
Actually have to do the stuff. Now, I haven't gotten to the point where I'm off the planet yet, but of course, there is also the base building that's in the game. I haven't gotten to that point yet. There's also freighters in the game where you can actually do a little bit of building on your freighter. I haven't gotten to that part yet. So I'm probably going to play this game a little bit more. Not like I did when it launched, but there's a lot more substance to it right now. And I think the people that are coming back to the game are finding that it's a little more fun than it used to be. There's a lot more to do. It's no longer a puddle that's as big as an ocean. So there's that. I think if they came out with this at the beginning, there'd still be a little bit of outrage because there's still a lot of things that are not in the game that should have been. But
Yep.
It's at least a better playable game. You don't get done. You don't finish it in like 20 hours. So
I did read up on it. I finally found out how the housing system worked and whatnot, which was actually pretty awesome.
yeah, it's really
Which
neat
is-
because you get a portal.
Yeah, you get your own portal to the place.
Mhm.
You
You can place a portal. You can place a. There's like a. You know how you'd go around and you'd find these like traders in the middle of nowhere, the little eyeball that looks like a thing out of Portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make those and use them, and it's kind of cool. So
Nice.
if you got this game and hated it because it was so like there's like almost nothing to do, I would definitely at least take a run through survival mode and see how that feels, because it is brutal. It is actually a pretty hard play mode. So definitely check that out. And unless someone's got anything else, Veg, I think you said you had something.
Oh yeah, 2 little bits of news. Nothing too important, but I forgot about them until now. One is that the Lux skin came out this week as well.
Oh,
$30.
those fuck me eyes.
Yes, holy shit, that's
Oh,
expensive.
jeez. And it was kind of funny because I saw it. I'm like, Lux is my main in mid. I love Lux, and I already have like 2 skins for. I got the Star Guardian skin for it.
Yeah.
This is the last skin I got, and I had a bunch of riot points from the last time I played, and I was like, man, I should have enough riot points to get them. Find out it's like twice as much as the number of riot points I have. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it's $30 worth of riot points essentially.
And that's if you don't get the ward packs.
Yeah, the ward. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's like what is that? $50 or $40 or something like that.
Yeah, it's another 800 points over the base skin.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, it looks so
honestly, as
cool.
my wife says, it's not worth it. It's not worth $30. If it was 15,
Tell Coles that he probably has it on 2 accounts already.
I haven't seen him on, so.
I
But
wonder what he's been up to. I mean,
I
haven't
don't
seen him on
wanna
anywhere
know.
lately. Filming, apparently.
probably Bill.
Right.
Well, this is his busy time since it snows, so guess he's inside all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the second piece of news is on December 7th.
That's Thursday.
Yes,
Well,
this
no,
Thursday,
Thursday. It's Wednesday.
Assassin's Creed 3 is going to be free by Ubisoft on Uplay.
Ooh.
That's the catch.
Ooh.
You
That's
play.
the
on
catch. It
Uplay.
has to be played on Uplay. If you download it, it's yours permanently. So
Interesting.
if you've been interested in Assassin's Creed 3, which is the America version,
Colonial one.
the colonial version where they set up everything there, and it's George
America.
Washington's era. America, fuck
America.
yeah. So
Mashed potatoes.
Coming
it's-
again to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
So that's free this Thursday. I definitely recommend getting it. I played it years ago back on the 360. It was a lot of fun. There was initial complaints, but it was every single Assassin's Creed complaint ever.
There's a whole bunch of other free games on Ubisoft this week as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely keep an eye out because I think GOG also had a whole bunch, or not a whole bunch, but they had, what was it?
GOG
it was,
had Neverwinter Nights Diamond.
Was recently free. Unfortunately, I don't think it is today, but that came up over the week. It was kind of cool. So, yeah, definitely always fun to get free stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, and now, without further ado, we're going to move on to Shosan's favorite part of the show. It's that little round thing that you put in the center of your kitchen. What's it called?
uh
A
Oven?
doily.
An oven.
No. It's big. You set your food on it.
A
Ron
pan.
Baum?
No, I
bowl.
think it's like it's
A
like
dish?
round and it's a table.
Oh,
I think it's like a round table. This is what they call it. So
Lazy
Mine's-
Susan?
mine's square.
oh, yours is square. You got
Mine's
a defective one.
rectangle.
You got
There
a
are
defective one, too.
yeah. A round table is if everybody's equal in the family. There's not anybody equal in the family here.
More fun. Tell it like it is. Yes, it's a 6 gaming roundtable where we ask you a gaming related question and we attempt and often fail to get intelligent answers. So without further ado, Dan, you came up with this week's. Let's. What
I
you
don't
got for us?
really have much of one, but there was a cool story about this like 80-something-year-old lady who streamed herself playing Skyrim to YouTube,
Oh yeah.
and she got like 50,000 followers or some shit like that. Like,
She's a
she just-
celebrity now.
yeah, like someone posted her on the front page of Reddit, and she just blew up. And she's just like so nice. Like, usually YouTube comments give you cancer,
Mhm.
and the YouTube comments are like, "I'm smiling so much watching you play this," and "Oh, I hope you have fun playing." Like, they're actually nice people, and I'm sure there's some
Wow.
shitty ones in there, but like for the most part, people are like, "This could be my grandma," and so they're just being really nice to her. And I don't know. I just kind of wanted to maybe talk about just like how ways to be nicer to people who are playing games. Like when you have a noob join your 5-man dungeon, or you're playing League and somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they don't know the meta, and they're like,
That kind of
They-
reminds me of a story back in, I don't remember, this was years ago, where everybody knows that Koreans take and the Japanese take gaming very seriously, mostly Koreans, where this guy was trying to join a guild. He wasn't doing good. He didn't know what he was doing. He felt so bad, so he apologized for being so bad that, you know, everyone felt really bad for being a piece of shit to him. And it's like, yeah, so basically, is it on the lines of how can we better the community from not having the least attitude and helping newbies get into the gaming circuit?
yeah, and we've talked about some of these things before, but I just kind of want to. I didn't really have a specific topic, and if you guys can think of a way to direct this, but just the idea of, you know, we're in our whatever 30s, and
Our grumpies.
grumpies, sure,
I'm
Um,
definitely in my grumpies,
yeah,
but I'm not in my 30s.
okay, it's 20s and 30s, and
Still in my 30s for a little bit more.
yeah, it's.
Okay, Grandpa.
I was having a conversation at work the other day about like, what the fuck is Snapchat? Like, why would you use Snapchat unless you're sending nudes to somebody? And somebody that I work with who was born in 92 or 93, I mean, she was like, oh, well, she was trying to explain it to me why it's cool. And I was really disconnected from it.
It's
It's-
microblogging with video.
Yeah, technically, I mean, to be fair, it is mostly nothing but to send nudes to each other. Like that's
No, but it's not. There's like a lot of people who use it just to like kind of document the shit that they do.
And we've never heard of them.
Well, and the way that she explained it to me was the idea that when you post some shit on Facebook, you kind of expect some people to respond to it. Like you want comments, you want likes, you throw
You
it
want
out
the
to
validation machine to work.
right, and you throw it out to the world. Whereas with Snapchat, you can send it to specific people that you're friends with, and then you don't expect responses. It's just the idea of, here's some shit that I'm doing, and people can look at it or not look at it, and you don't care. And it's just a different experience, and that's fine. That's just not where I am. And I think the kind of where I'm going with this is like, we're going to get to a point where we're old men. I mean, we're 80 and playing video games and kind of how do you think we should treat people now and hope that when we're in that position, we get treated that same way?
Interesting.
I don't know about you, buddy. When I'm 80 years old, I'm going to be the biggest fucking troll ever.
You already are. Wait, no,
Kinda
that's
look
Jonathan.
like one.
Jonathan's
That
the
means
bigger
that
troll.
I'm
You
getting a lot of practice.
have
Because let me
work
tell you,
to
when
do
I'm
to
80
catch up
years
to Jonathan.
old, all of these sons of bitches are trying to tell me that they fucked my mother. My mother's been dead for at least 3 decades.
Necrophilia.
Well, this just got dark fast.
I think it just got red in the background. No, that's Jonathan. Never mind.
Roxanne.
He's turning off the red light now. Now it's blue.
You don't have to.
If you were green, he would die.
Light.
Veg, no.
Oh my God. I
Anyway.
have some opinions about this.
You know, the only
ahead.
thing that would make it better, Jonathan, is if all you had to do is reach up and pull a chain, and then you would change the color of the light.
Yeah, you need to get a chain. That would be great.
Yeah,
Clap
didn't
on,
work.
clap off.
The clap would be, the clap would work.
Jonathan, get Alex to go turn on the light when it on and off, and you clap.
Absolutely.
She
Jonathan.
went to bed at about 8 o'clock, unfortunately. So, I am a believer in consequences for our actions, and I think that one of the big issues is that there's an entire generation of people that can say any hateful, horrible thing to everybody else without any repercussion whatsoever. And yeah, some game systems like League have you can report the person and there's a tribunal that may or may not punish them. But it used to be when we grew up, if you were on the playground or basketball court and said, I fucked your mother, something horrible like that, or called somebody the N-word, they would stomp your ass into the ground. And then you learn, hey, if I do this, there are results that are negative towards me. I think that without institutionalized punishment for bad behavior, which humans evolved communities, and in those communities we have punishment for bad behavior, and we as a society move forward, without those, it will be chaos and bad forever. And yeah, every so often there will be some nice grandma over there playing Skyrim that everybody likes, but I guarantee you there's somebody commenting on how they want to suck on her titties or something horrible like that. I mean, not that that's horrible, maybe she would like that, but my point stands.
He had me until that point.
That happened.
No, actually,
But I
you were
mean-
losing me until that point.
Okay. Anyway,
Oh my God.
so I'm of the opinion that people working anonymously without any fear of payback will be bad people. Some percentage of the population will. And hopefully, so my brother-in-law for Christmas has gotten an Oculus Rift, and it's immersive and it's wonderful, and it is without a doubt the future of gaming, and maybe the future of a lot of things. And hopefully there will be something to punish people. The more immersive we get into it, the more like society it will become. But, like you guys were saying with Battlefield 1, the way that you win those games is to get in and tell everybody you fuck their mothers. I mean, that's just, it's not what I'm looking for in a game anymore.
Mhm.
You guys?
Not at
Nah,
all. Not at all. And I see the things that Shirley Curry, which is the lady's name, what she's doing. What she's doing is unique. It's different. It's not run of the mill type of thing. You don't see someone that age doing something like that. And she's been doing this for over a year now. I mean,
think
you
she
look at
called
her.
her followers her grandkids or something like that
You
too.
look at her YouTube page. She's got 230,000 subscribers. She's done 309 episodes on Skyrim alone, and
Mhm.
she does do other games too. I mean, she's definitely built her built her brand around this. And I think the reason why that she's so successful is not just her personality, because anyone can have a good personality, but it's just different. You get some scrub in a League game, he's just another scrub. There's nothing special about him. And that's why you'll get people being down to him. But if it was like something different, if it was somebody trying to do something, and not being a troll, not being negative to anyone, but somebody that's trying to do something different. Those are the type of people that I see on the internet in the gaming community that tend to get the most positive attention. And this kind of sounds a little weird, but how about the Hanzo guy that was trying to get rank 1 in Overwatch? There was that guy, and he came across as someone that people were interested in, and it's just interesting that you get these people.
He had turned his failure into almost an academic pursuit.
Yeah, exactly. It's stuff like that. Mirage Leonardo is saying that he's actually anti-online multiplayer and would rather play a single-player game. And I know there's a lot of people, especially in the 6 Degree Freedom community. Morphod can attest to this. I think there's actually a larger single-player community, but it's not so much a community as it is just people that play by themselves.
It is an entity versus a community.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and kind of to relate that between. Okay. To relate that to kind of the discussion though is like when you have these people trying to be unique and play, just kind of like be nice and be good in the community, like, she's playing Skyrim, right? She's playing a single player game and casting that and having a good experience. Like if she was playing League, how would that experience differ? It's a very different experience than what what she would be getting otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it would be entirely negative. I think there would be probably a lot more. I think there would be a lot more negativity than what she is receiving, now, which is probably almost like none. Mm-hmm. It's just the nature of the games, in which I do agree, but at the same time, when I do play WoW or whenever I do stream it, I don't get people coming in my channel and shitting on it, or people looking at it and they go, "Oh, that's pretty cool," or they just say, "I don't like that game." It's like, okay, that's understandable. Like I've never had anyone actually come out and say, "Oh, you're a fucking fag for playing a panda, go suck a dick." I've never had that experience. I've had it once in Dragon Ball Z, and that's because it was a troll. You get those.
It sounds as if most of your abuse comes from us calling you a fucking land whale here.
That probably the majority of his abuse comes from us.
Yeah. Yes. So I've, and it is your attitude towards the community and the people, you don't give attention to the people who are giving you hate because that's how you attract them. And the perfect example is PewDiePie, Phantom Lord when he was still relevant or still not banned from anything. They would embrace those fuckers like they were like they were his family. They still do. PewDiePie still does, but at the point of what PewDiePie is, he's embracing a mass of people. He's not just embracing good people or bad people. He's just embracing a mass of people. At that point, you can't really consider what he does with people. There's just so many that you can't just say, that all of his community is bad, which a lot of them are kids, loudmouth, stupid kids that shouldn't be on the internet in the first place watching these videos that he's doing, and then there's, but there's also mixed signals like Markiplier, who does do positive videos, who isn't really, who does kind of embrace the trolls a little bit, but I think that's just give and take, honestly. I think it does depend on the person and what their, presence, I guess would be the word, or what they're trying to do on the internet. For example, if you do trolly things, you're going to get trolled. You're going to get shit talked to. You're going to, and that's more unlikely, especially in the gaming community. Gaming community loves their shit talking. I don't know why. It's just, bravado, I guess, through protective layers of the internet. But
it's a dangerously hyper-masculine space.
Yes. Yeah. And the reason I don't stream a lot on my computer right now is because it can't handle it. Otherwise, I'd be doing that all the time. But when I do play on the PlayStation 4, when I do play games on there like Star Trek or or Battlefront I've been playing, I've been actually getting some followers, and for some reason on the PlayStation it doesn't like to say or announce when I'm on sometimes. It's weird. But it's interesting to say the least. Battlefront, I've actually gotten some people giving me tips on how to play better when I did have people watching me saying, hey, you missed, you actually should be using this gun for this, for this map. And just it's honestly how you perceive how people want to react to you. If you completely ignore the trolls, they will go away. Unless they're so abusive where it's like, okay, you got to go. It all depends on that. It depends on if you embrace the trolls and you let them in. Where she's just, going back to the lady in Skyrim, I forget her name already. I'm terrible with it. Shirley, she's a very nice woman. I have watched a couple of her videos. They're interesting. I'm not going to say they're the best videos out there on the planet Earth, but she's fun to watch. She is very nice. And I don't know why anyone would say anything negative to her or about her other than being a complete dick. Mm-hmm. That's the other mentality. It's like, why would you do this or say this to somebody when they don't deserve it? But, you could say that about a lot of YouTubers, but there's also shit disturbers too, out there as well on video games or anything in general on the internet. Because it's just a mass. There's no middleman. I have noticed with a lot of things on the internet, there's no middleman. You're either for it or against it. I'm sure there is middlemen, they're like, but you don't see them because they get drowned out by either the positive or the negative.
It's not that you don't see them. It's just they have nothing to contribute one way or the other to say. If I'm in the middle on something, I have no comment. Or my comment's so long that people are just going to say too long, didn't read.
Fair enough. And I actually do agree on that. It's just, I'm just wondering if we need a bit more of those middlemen, though, because when you have a lot of those people who are so far left or so far right, and I don't mean politics, I mean just like hate or, nice, like, oh, we're going to drown out the haters. You live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and then you're like, oh, shut the fuck up, blah, blah, blah. It's just, if I feel like that's how that becomes something, because I try to treat others how I want to be treated. That goes for online gaming as well as in real life. If you disrespect me, I will disrespect you, and that's as far as that goes. But I won't go out of my way to purposely go and call someone a cunt nugget or something. Unless I'm being joking, and I expect
someone. If it comes naturally, you're going to let it loose, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go out of your way, but if it's right there, ready to launch, I mean, fuck, use it, buddy.
Right, and
that's what inspiration is for. Just you're a fucking nugget. I don't know where that came from, but I'm throwing it, buddy.
Right, but on the internet, there's also, you can't see what the person's intent with that thing is, and that's where a lot of either vitriol or vileness comes from. And I have to agree to a certain extent on that. Being I've been on the internet since I've been 12. Since my mom has been letting me play online things or something online, which was, I think the very first thing I ever played was this Coca-Cola game. It was a weird ass thing where you could load into different servers and play shitty music. I don't know why, but ever since I found that in a computer lab, I couldn't stop playing it. And that was my first MMO. The fuck does that mean?
12, and what is it? He probably is thinking what we all think about you. You're still 12.
That's what I have to say about your opinion.
No, it's just an old meme that might be old enough that it doesn't even check out. I am 12, and what is this? No, nobody remembers that.
I got it.
I'm old, and I haven't remembered it. So.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
No, it doesn't check out. It's pretty stale.
Yeah, it's stale as my farts. So,
hold on. Fucking Finch.
There've been so many face palms.
Is it my turn yet?
It's not all been mine either.
It's 11:15.
Yeah, let's make it your turn. Let's go.
It's my turn. How wonderful! Yeah. It's Jimmy Russell's turn.
No, it's not Jimmy Russell's turn. With that,
well, Jimmy Russell has an opinion on the grand old lady who's playing this video game. I will spare you, Jimmy Russell.
Thank you.
So I think that what's captured people's fascination is just the genuine article. It is
Yeah.
unusual that you have a generational gap, and what is demonstrated with how many? What was it? Nearly 200 episodes, 150.
300 plus episodes of just Skyrim. That's
Well, there you
by
have
itself.
it. 300 episodes. Never mind the fact that somebody has actually sought out or has received the help and has maintained the necessary interest to do that many episodes. I don't even really know how to upload something to YouTube at this time. An 80-something-year-old lady playing Skyrim knows more than I do about setting up a YouTube channel. And they feel genuinely engaged enough to be able to participate in this activity. And that's a level of enthusiasm that is not only rare to see among any of the gaming populace, but is also rare to see cross-generation. Many of us might recall that cross-generation wasn't all that unusual. I recall sitting that the video game console that we had in our household, the old Sega Master System, was purchased by my grandmother, and she spent the most time on it playing some of the Tetris derivation games and teaching me how to use the controls. And I could think of 2 or 3 people from my hometown, as poor as we were, that had similar stories, that these were luxury entertainment devices. The idea was that you had your arcade in your home and you didn't have to go to such a questionable place. But now we're into the modern gaming era, and a lot has changed. So that now that we have somebody participating that is 1, maybe even 2 generations removed from our standard gamer that we market to, that is enthusiastically enjoying a game, and there is no question to her legitimacy. The gaming community as a whole has felt exploited when it was realized what a large market share it was. And that's why you had such a vehement response to aggressively marketing other persons that were outside of the standard gaming demographic. People got upset that, we're making that, not necessarily that we're making games for women, but that they were explicitly targeting women. And then, the gaming community got over that, and they moved forward and they expanded their gaming base. Gaming started making more money because you had more people to sell to, and life went on. So that kind of, for lack of a better term, that xenophobia within "this is our space, don't invade it," has started to erode a bit, and has provided the kind of opportunity that can recognize the genuine joy that somebody has in enjoying Skyrim, even though this is something that is way outside of their generational experience. And that's why I think this sort of thing is successful. I think it would have been, for example, just as successful with, say, a young child from a third world country that didn't have access to the internet, let alone Skyrim, and then all of a sudden they had access to this really cool game and they started playing it. You'd see the same kind of experience. So that's all I had to say about it. And those are some very joyous faces.
They were entertaining, to say the least. Anything else anyone wants to add before we wrap this up in a nice little package?
Head
off to North Dakota.
Tomorrow I'm going to try to upgrade my computer, and hopefully I'll be back next week and won't fuck everything up.
Yeah, I'm starting a new job on Monday, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Also, I drank way too much tonight. And
we could
so
tell.
this bomb diffusal is going to go.
Yeah, you and Morphot both.
No, well, I made myself a martini.
Pardon.
I drank a martini earlier.
You know what I drank tonight?
What did you drink tonight?
The entire this evening, you people thought I was drinking alcohol?
You said you were drinking alcohol. You said that was a very big glass of alcohol.
Were
you lying, sir?
Did you believe? Yes, I was.
You and Jonathan, I swear to God.
I didn't lie. I drank.
Does this look like alcohol? This is mineral water.
Oh well, I drank a bunch of alcohol.
What did I lie about?
My
water.
My son.
Maybe not so much lying as the
fake ass sound.
Yeah.
No. I definitely. He decided that he's now afraid of the dark because he watched a Thomas the Tank Engine movie, which
It's
should be
about
rated.
Henry. He got locked up in the tunnel.
Yes, you read my post. One of the characters was stuck in a cave,
There was
once a train, and now he's scared of the dark.
afraid of
He's watched much scarier things, but now this one thing has now scared him. So he's not allowed to watch it anymore, and hopefully he will get over this
He
fear.
went into a tunnel and squeaked through his funnel, and he couldn't come out again.
Yes.
Sure.
But did you
We'll-
let
we'll
him
go with
watch the
that.
next episode where he was redeemed and he's
No,
he's,
well, it was only one. It's one movie, and he got out. I'm just gonna have him watch some actually terrifying things, and then he'll have a reason to be scared.
I don't understand if he was able to see the resolution of it.
I don't understand either.
But hey,
And-
it's a child. It's a child.
This worked for me quite well when I was young. I was worried about like werewolves and Draculas. And my dad came in when I was having a nightmare and he said, "Jonathan, I don't understand why you're worried about these things, werewolves and Draculas, when there are rapists and murderers and kidnappers out there, and you should be afraid of them because they're real." And I wasn't afraid of that anymore. So tell Ethan to not be afraid of the dark because of all the real scary things out there.
Having met your father, I believe this is a true story.
It's a very true story.
Jesus Christ.
Lovely.
Just in that statement, I have learned so much about you. So
All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up here.
that'd be a
Um,
wonderful idea.
Yes, thank you guys for joining as always. Hopefully we'll have Shosan back next week. We'll see.
For some no, sorry.
Yes, for some actual, some respectable introductions to the sections of the show. But anyway, I
I
would
just don't feel like spreading my arms.
I would be
Remiss.
if I didn't let my awesome and illustrious co-host say goodbye. So, Mr. Morfod, if you would.
Illustrious makes me feel like I'm wearing a I don't know, like
A
some
soul.
kind of feathers or something. You know, just
You're wearing a
the soft,
soul of
plush,
office.
fluffy. I mean, never mind the fact that I'm wearing a monogrammed bathrobe that has alcohol stains on it. So
The best kind.
yeah. Yeah. Where is the fucking door around here? I'm getting the
I have
fuck
no
out of
idea.
here.
Yes, you should. Pantherian.
I need to go drink some water before we play Let's Talking so I don't get sick.
Let's talking and nobody explode.
Yeah,
Pantherian may explode.
exactly.
Mr. I can't decide what color I want my background to be.
Thanks. I want to thank you all for making a very lonely man a little less lonely tonight.
You,
What have you been
That's-
doing
that's
off
important.
camera?
Well, do you want to know?
I got
if you were to
snack.
show you, he would have to have theme music.
Oh,
Water and a slice of cheese.
no, okay.
Not very
It's not
interesting.
Swiss,
That's
is
why I
it?
love
Swiss would be just terribly convenient.
It was, yes, Swiss. And
Sir, there are holes in your story. Oh, jeez. Bench, end this train wreck, please.
I came in like a wrecking crew.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this an episode. So thank you all for joining us. And Mr.
God help
Morfod,
us.
Mr. Morfod, take it away.
You're going to do this to me again?
I'm doing
Yeah.
it to you
You're
right
doing
now.
this to
I'm
me
doing it to you.
Spanish fleet.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I haven't peed in an hour. I really have to go pee. No, not that soon. Not that soon.
See you